So there's an absolutely wild situation playing out right now in America, and specifically in the state of New Jersey. There are unidentified drones, apparently like 40 or 50 of them, that are near a U.S. base, and everyone's screaming aliens. And this is not the first time. I feel like it really feels like there's been this push for, you could go back to Roswell, which occurred in New Mexico decades ago after World War II, but it really feels like recently there's been this big push inside the U.S. that the government knows about aliens or is in communication with aliens, things like that. I just figured I'd give my thoughts about that. So yeah, there's like drones flying over the state of New Jersey, and they're looking at radioactive material is what I'm hearing about. I don't really know. The government is saying they don't know. I'm going to be honest. This is the first thing I'm going to say. I don't really think these drones are aliens. I don't know what they are. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just an agency inside of the U.S. that isn't saying something. Or, they're screaming that maybe they're from China, maybe they're from Iran, maybe it's a prank. I don't know. There's probably, I have to say, and I feel, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but I don't think this is some massive conspiracy or anything like that. I think the answer is going to be pretty... Well, I don't know if we'll ever really get an answer. The U.S. government loves, especially the military, loves to never really just tell us what's going on. But maybe it's an agency. I mean, there's so many different agencies inside the U.S. and they have no idea what the other agencies are doing. So there's kind of all this chaos. I guess we'll see in the coming days. Maybe we'll know exactly when I actually release this video. But overall, do I think it's aliens? No. But I do find this really weird. I've been seeing this theory online that it kind of feels like the media and a lot of things, a lot of forces inside of the U.S. are kind of like pushing this, the desensitizing the idea that maybe we live among some sort of alien creatures or something like that. It just feels like over the last maybe 10 years, it's been coming out more and more. I have to say, I'm pretty skeptical about this stuff. I think when I was younger, I wanted to believe in aliens, but at this point, you can kind of come up with an explanation. And it's funny because my younger self would not like to hear this from me, but I think unfortunately, you can kind of come up for an explanation to a lot of this stuff. But does that mean that I do not believe in aliens? I mean, do I believe that is there life outside of Earth? Yeah, probably. There's a very high chance of that. There's that whole civilization tier, right? Where we're trying to figure out where the Great Barrier is. I'm more of a history / geopolitical guy, but so I'm not too big into the sci-fi universe or science or space and things like that. But there's different barriers for life, and we're still trying to figure out what big barrier keeps life from just why isn't there life all teeming throughout the universe? And we don't know if the wall is ahead of us, ahead of civilization, where maybe life forms on a certain planet, but then it all burns down after, maybe we're not there yet. Maybe we're still to hit that wall. Or maybe we've already gotten past it. Maybe the fundamentals to intelligent life, maybe we've gotten lucky enough to jump beyond that point. That seems kind of likely to me, to be honest. I mean, look at Earth's history. I mean, we went millions and millions and millions of years without super intelligent life forms popping up. So maybe we just got really lucky. I mean, in a way we did. A giant asteroid hit the Earth, killed all the dinosaurs. There's other factors to that whole situation, but that's a big thing for it. And then we just by chance inherited the globe, and we just by chance ended up using tools and started cooking our meat. And they say that that's where our brain started to expand. And who knows, the burning bush theory, mushrooms, things like that. I don't even know. So maybe we already jumped past the wall and we're destined to eventually colonize the solar system. But so do I think there's other life out there? Yeah, definitely. Do I think it's in our universe? I don't know. That's a whole different conversation, because I thought about this a lot. A lot of scientists have talked about it too. If we find life in our own solar system, then that drastically explodes the chance of life in our galaxy as well as in the universe. Like the universe must be teeming with life. If there's two different spots in our own solar system that have life on it, then the chances are life is everywhere throughout the universe. I've thought about this way, way too much. I think I was equally, in my early days growing up, I was equally as interested in the world and our own history as I was about the planets and space and things like that. So I've thought about this a lot. We still don't even know yet. Obviously, life, I'm not saying that there's intelligent life or there's like basically animals that are living on one of Saturn's moons or one of Jupiter's moons, but could there be bacteria? Something as small as that on, it's the chances are finding bacteria in one of those, whether it's Jupiter's moons or Saturn's moons. That's what we're thinking. We could find it somewhere out there. If we just find small microbes in one of those spots, then that's a scary thought. That means that that our own galaxy, just the Milky Way, has life all over the place, and it could be intelligent. Who knows? I think if you really want to ask me like where the big barrier is, it might just be like light travel. I don't see how we're supposed to travel the speed of light, and I don't think I could see us colonizing our solar system, but leaving our solar system seems like absolutely impossible at this point. But who knows? Because remember, I love this fact. When humans first learned to fly, like when we figured out the whole airplane thing, there was only a 60-year difference between learning airplanes to getting to the moon. So technology kind of explodes. Who knows exactly what's going to happen? But light speed to me seems inconceivable at this point. Like I don't see how we're going to get to Alpha Centauri, let alone the rest of our galaxy, the Alpha Centauri being the closest star to us. So I don't know, but do I think there's aliens out there? Yeah, I think there's definitely life outside. There has to be. There just has to be. Is it intelligent? Maybe. I always revert back to, and I love having these conversations, these late night conversations with my friends and things like that. I think a lot of guys do, but something I always think about when the topic of aliens come around is if these hyper intelligent beings have somehow visited us on Earth. We're assuming they have light speed technology. They are able to go the speed of light, which is inconceivable. Maybe they're able to harness the power of a star at 100% or maybe even just 50%. Why would they not be able to just figure out how to be invisible? You know what I'm saying? I know that sounds kind of dumb, but if they're able to go that fast throughout space, who's to say they didn't also figure out how to be invisible to us? They don't have to be invisible to the universe or to other things, even other creatures. They just have to be invisible to us. I think a lot. What's that guy? Neil deGrasse Tyson, or the other guy? I can't remember his name right now. Talks about like ants don't see you, even though they're physically right in front of you. Well, maybe they can see maybe a toe. They see our shoe. They're not paying attention to. Like it's possible that they are right in front of us. We just can't see them. So I think about that all the time when it comes to UFOs. Why would we be able to see them? They probably have. They're probably so much more intelligent than us. That we can't even like comprehend the technology that they have in control. So when the drone thing, unless they really wanted us to see them, but I don't know why they would. I really don't know why they would want to do that. But who knows? I love talking about this topic. The most terrifying thing for us humans to find out is the second most terrifying thing for humans to find out is that we're alone in the universe. That's the second most. The first most is to find out that we're not alone in the universe, because who knows what can happen to us. There's so many like correlations between, look at what the Europeans did to the Native Americans, and the technological gap wouldn't even be close to the technological gap we have to alien life forms that are able to travel the speed of light. So I don't know. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer if like you are really into aliens. I love going down that rabbit hole. I love, seeing how excited people get, because I know there's been a lot of people that have been waiting for this day to come since Roswell. And I also love alien culture. Funny enough, I was like there for ground zero of the raiding of Area 51. Remember the meme in 2019 when we talked about raiding Area 51? Sorry, I wasn't there at the event. I was very close to going to that because I had a video blow back up on my main channel about the Area 51 raid and how I compared it to the storming of Bastille in France. And someone clipped that and put that on the news. And that reporter reached out to me. Anyways, I thought about going to the Area 51 little party or whatever, the little meme invasion. Obviously there was no invasion that ended up occurring, but it was just people at the gates kind of talking and things like that. But anyways, so I like that idea. I love, alien jerky, going to Nevada, Las Vegas. I go probably every year, seeing all the alien culture stuff. That stuff's fun to me. But when I use the logical part of my brain, I'm just like, I don't know. It just seems too whimsical. But there's also another side of me that, does wonder, this has been pushing around a lot. Something that I've mentioned on my main channel. If things get dire and if it really looks like us humans are just going to succumb to infighting and war and nuclear destruction, the best thing that could literally happen to us is to be united by aliens. They don't even have to invade us. They don't even have to be aggressive. If they just come, if they just set foot, if we announce that aliens are here, I think tensions between humans drops. I'm not saying Russia just immediately leaves Ukraine, but I think the scope of things really change. Because, look, it's like the Japanese invading China in World War II. The Chinese United Front. But think about that. Even though the Chinese United Front wasn't all that united, think about it in that scenario in World War II, but on a global scale. I do think that really does bring a lot of human civilizations, human beings together, because we're going to be like, whoa, what y'all doing? Even if they come in peace, which who knows? I hope so. I hope they're just observing us. That's the greatest thing that we could ask for. If their light speed capabilities, if they have that under their control, who knows if they're able to be invisible, things like that. I don't see what we could have given them in terms of resources, but I would hope that they're just here to observe us and they would come in peace and they would peacefully show us once they're like, okay, this episode of, human civilization is getting boring. Let's spice it up. Let's show that we're real. That would definitely make the TV shows a lot more interesting. Anyways, or the TV show that they're watching of Human Civilization, Season 9, whatever they're on. Anyways, see you next time.